चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरं वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविडं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देवदेव त्वमेव सर्वं गुरुदेव देव. Hari Om. We're looking at the 11th chapter of Panchadasi, that links with Brahmanande Yoganandaha. So now he is coming to the Yogananda aspect of it after discussing the ananda that one gets in the deep sleep state. Now with the mind awake, how can I get the same ananda, which we call it by yoking the mind to the highest reality. Therefore it's a Yoganandaha. That's by withdrawing the mind from external pursuits and investing the mind in the highest reality. And one he is defining now, who is a Dhira Purushaha, who is the one who is a courageous person. Courageous is you facing the enemy right on his face and overcoming the enemy, and that's essentially is being discussed here in 124 that we are doing now. Dhiratvamaksha prabalyepi Dhiratvamaksha prabalyepi Anandaswada vanchaya Tiraskrutabhilakshanam Tatchintayam pravartanam together. Dhiratvamaksha prabalyepi Anandaswada vanchaya Tiraskrutabhilakshani Tatchintayam pravartanam. So Dhiratvam, who is a Dhira Purushaha, who is the one who is a courageous, is being defined here. Akshaprabilyaha. So even the eyes want to go and see. Eyes includes all the senses. So propelled by the five senses, they want to enjoy the sense objects. So Akshaprabalyaha api Akshalprabalyepi Anandaswada vanchaya. So it want to enjoy the happiness in the indulging in the sense objects, even though there is a senses want to go out, one is trying to control. And Tiraskruta Lakshani, so the one who is rejecting the objective pleasures, so withdrawing the mind, even though mind wants to go, controlling the mind and turning the mind towards the higher, he is called really Dhira Purushaha. Tat Chintayam Paramam Pravartanam. So the one who is turning, I don't want, however much the temptations are there all the time, even though in spite of temptations, withdrawing the mind and reinvesting the mind, this is for every successful person. So even though mind wants to go and indulge in the TV or in this and that, withdrawing the mind and reinvesting. So every minute becomes a precious minute, not to waste the minute, because once you're gone, you can never recover the minute. So time being a precious, you reinvest the time into that until you transcend the time. That means until you see the same everywhere. So that is essentially a different example here is given, how one withdraws from the mind. And he is giving another example where one person who is carrying a heavy weight wants to keep that high and indulge in the rest. And that's how you are tired of this world, you want to get into that. So Parikshalokan Karmachidan Brahmana, once we examine that there is no point in wasting my time in trying to get happiness outside which is not there, I want to invest where the happiness is. So turning towards that. Bharavahi siro bharam mukyaiste vishramam gataha Bharavahi siro bharam mukyaiste vishramam gataha samsara vyasruti tyagi tradhuk buddhastu vishramaha together. Bharavahi siro bharam mukchaiste vishramam gataha samsara vyashruti tyagi tadruk buddhastu vishramaha. So Bharavahi siro bharam, one who is carrying a very heavy weight on his head, muktva Aste Vishramam Gatihi. He wants to keep it one side, at least take a rest because it's too much paining on the head. So he wants to remove it and take a rest from it. So same way, one who is indulging in life after life after life, carrying the samsara on his head, and he has to keep aside, and that is what essentially we give you example of in olden days. We used to carry, even in the trains, big boxes. Now you have suitcases now, but at that time you have to carry in a big box, and those times it was a big trunks we used to carry. Even when I was a child, I remember carrying the iron type of boxes for travel, and there you pack everything, and one villager packed all the stuff to carry, and he's sitting in the train. Then he saw everybody carrying big luggages, and he felt sorry for the train. So let me carry this head, I want to help the train. So he took the box down and put it on his head. Why? Because he wants to help the train, so that the train doesn't have to carry the weight. The train is already carrying him with the box only. So we may laugh at the villager for his stupidity, but that's what we are doing. We are claiming that we are the doers when Prakrutcheva cha karmani kriyamanani sarvasah. Prakriti itself does all the actions, and you unnecessarily take the claim that I am the one who is doing it. That is what is samsara. So once you understood it, you want to put it down there. So here he gave an example of one who is carrying a heavy load on his head and wants to be liberated from carrying that. So he wants to take vishramam gataha, wants to take rest. Same way, samsara vyavruti syage tadruk buddhastu vishramaha. So one who is carrying the samsara vyavrutihi, wants to carrying a big load of samsara, you say you want to give up and take a rest. How do you give up and take a rest? You see, the only way to give up samsara is by detachment, by attaching something higher. This is what here he gives an example of, a colloquial example to point out that you have to turn your mind to something higher. But once you taste that, you don't want to come back here. That is the statement here. So even if you come back, once you enjoy it, you have become this other type of pressures will become udasinam, is indifferent. You become indifferent for that. That's what going to be discussed in the next one. Vishranti paramam praptaha taudasinye yadhatada taudasinye yadhatada sukha dukkha dashayam cha tadanandaika tatparaha together. Vishranti paramam praptaha taudasinye yadhatada sukha dukkha dasayam cha tadanandaika tatparaha. So paramam praptaha. So once you have gained that happiness there in that paramanandam, so taha audasinye yada tada vishranti sukha dukkha dasayam cha tat anandaika tatparaha. So once you have gained that highest happiness, so you become udasinata. That means for all other types of pleasures or happiness that one gets, you become impertinent. That means the Shreyas versus Preyas that Kathopanishad talks about. Once you turn towards what is Shreyas, the Preyas doesn't appeal to you that much, so you become Audasinam. So indifferent, the mind becomes indifferent to these pleasures and sufferings that one experiences because of karma. Part of the karma, because the body will be having knee problem, that problem, every problem will be there because of the old age, and I can see right now, and that, so sitting is a project, getting up is a project, and all other things are project, walking is a project, but that's a part of the body problem. But as long as in the body, it's a body prarabdha will be you go through, but you watch yourself because you are reveling in that higher. So does the jnani suffer, does not suffer when the body suffers? He does suffer to the degree that when he identifies with the body, but again he can switch his mind to that higher and then look at it as though he is witnessing the problems of the body. Here he gives another example, at that time familiar. Agni pravesa hetaudhihi, Agni pravesa hetaudhihi, Shrungare yadrusi tadha, Shrungare yadrusi tadha, Dhirasyodeti vishayaha, Dhirasyodeti vishayaha, Anusandhana virodhini. So Agni praveshe hetah, the one who is entering into the fire for whatever reason, dhihi, here the Sri, Shrungare Yadrusi. So people are decorating her as she was going to enter into the fire. What good of the decoration is when she is going to enter into the fire itself? So she will be, it doesn't matter, you want to decorate it, because I am going to enter in the fire, it won't matter to me. So therefore, Shrungare Yadrusi, so all the decorations have no meaning to it, but uninterested, and therefore audasinyam. So dhirasya, for the wise man, anusandhana vishayam, and the thoughts about the world is just like decoration to a lady who wants to enter into the fire. One who is reveling in that, all other happiness is only is of impertinent also. Thoughts that are by his of Virodhini. So when Swami Chinmayananda went back to his teacher and Swami Tapovanji, and he was suffering physically because of the body getting old, and Gurudev wanted the Swami Tapovanji to come down and get the help from medical help and get help in the hospital in Delhi or somewhere. So Tapovanji said, why people don't die in Delhi? We will only die here. So death is going to occur anywhere. So what's the big deal of going there and dying, rather than I would rather let the body die here itself. So that was the Audasinyam example here. 128. Avirodhi sukhe buddhihi, avirodha sukhe buddhihi, swanande cha gamagamau, swanande cha gamagamau, kurvantyaste kramadesha, kurvantyaste kramadesha, kakakshivaditastadaha, kakakshivaditastadaha. Together, avirodhi sukhe dukkha buddhihi, swanande cha gamagamau, kurvantyaste kramadesha, kakakshivaditastadaha. So I give another example here. So for these pleasures that are rajasic and tamasic will not be there for him. There is no longing for it, or there is no the tamasic type of pleasures, but the sattvic type of pleasures will be there. That means enjoying the music, enjoying the beauty of creation, enjoying that called sattvic pleasures. Means reveling in the knowledge of that it is a totality. A Mahatma does that. But in that it is like the sattvic pleasures or ananda of the Brahmananda, only he sees that. So he has a visa of both this and that one, and therefore it's not avirodhi, it's not contradictory to the total happiness. So avirodha sukhi buddhihi, the mind that is dwelling in the unobstructed happiness of, so anande cha, in one's own happiness. So when he gama agavana, when he comes about or not, like kaki akshivadu, like a crow looking at this side, that side, this side, that side, Mahatma also will be reveling in that, at the same time enjoying the sattvika beauty also. That's essentially Sattvika Sukham. It does not disturb him. Only Rajasic and Tamasic will be. So he avoids that, and therefore he enjoys even the pleasures of the world as though it is a projection of the total happiness only. So this kaki is again will be talked later. Ekaiva drushtihi kakasya, ekaiva drishtihi kakasya vamadakshina netrayoho yacheva mananda yacheva mananda dvayo tattva vido matihi. So it is believed that a kaki is a crow, even though it has two eyes, it can only see through one eye at a time. Either it is the left eye or the right eye. I don't know if it's true or not, but according to our tradition, that's what it is believed to be. I don't know how they arrived at it. So essentially, kakasya vama dakshina netrayoho ekaiva drishtihi, only drishti. Either it sees this eye with this eye or with that eye. Same way, Mahatma is reveling in that and while enjoying that, either he sees this enjoyment or that enjoyment. They keep shifting all the time, continuously. So yati ayati eva anandam dvaye tat vido matihi. So whatever that keep coming and going and keep coming, whatever that happiness that in the external world, as well as that which remains the same, because he knows that all ananda is coming from that only. So he revels in that. It's called Atmarati, and when he revels here, it's called Atma Krida, and that's what essentially is Tattvavido Matihi, the one who understood in the mind that all Ananda is Brahmananda, enjoys both. 130. Bhunjano Vishayanandam Brahmanandancha Tattvavitu Dvibhasha Vignavat Vidya Ubhau Laukika Vedikau Dvibhasha Abhignyavatu. So Tattvavidu. So Bhunjano Vishayanando. Together, Bhunjano Vishayanandam Brahmanancha Tattvavidu Dvibhasha Abhignavat Vidya Ubhau Laukika Vaidikau. So Bhunjanam enjoys Vishayananda and Brahmananda. Vishayanandam and Brahmanandam. So this objective oriented happiness as well as the reveling in that. He enjoys both. Tattvavidu, for the one who is realized person. Dvibhasha Vijnanavatu, like that one who knows two languages thoroughly, so he enjoys switching from this to that language, this language. So Dvibhasha Vijnanavatu, Vidya, Ubhau Laukika Vaidiko. So he enjoys both languages, even if you mix it, you will enjoy it. And same way, the Tattvavidu, one who knows the pure happiness, he enjoys even the Laukika also, because it is just the expression of himself in that also. So he revels in that also, while reveling in that. So here the visa for both. 131. Dukkha prapte cha nachodvego yada purvam didruk ganga magnarthakayasya pumsaha sitoshna dhiryadha. So here is giving another example here. One person is taking a Ganga Snanam in the Ganga river, and he is halfway in the Ganga. So water is very cold because water is coming to the all the way Himalayas. So he is immersed halfway, and outside it is very hot. So outside body is hot, inside body is cold, and now he is experiencing both happen, both Sitam Ushnam. So Sitoshna Dhiryadha. So he is explaining both the heat and the cold, because half is in the water, half is outside, and once in a way he can dip inside to enjoy the cold and come back again to enjoy the hot. So he enjoys both. So dukkha prapti nachodvega. So dukkha prapti, when sorrow comes, even when he does not get udvegam. Udvegam means the doesn't get excited. So jayato vishayan, so not jayato, vitaraga bhayakruda. I'm not getting the sloka now. Anyway, the Krishna talks about in the Siddha Prajna Lakshana. So dukkeshu anudvignamanaha sukeshu vigatasproha vitaraga bhayakrodaha sitadhir muni ruchyate. So he doesn't get excited. Dukkeshu anudvignam. So anudvignaha, say vignaha will not be there, excitement will not be there, or is excitement in the happiness or excitement in suffering. Is udasinam is there. He quietly enjoys both of them. So just as a person half immersed in the Ganges water. Ittam jagarane tattvaviduhu, ittam jagarane tattvaviduhu, brahma sukham sada, bhati tadvasana janye, swapne tadbhasate tadha. So ittam, in this way, jakarane, in the waking state when the mind is active, and tattvaviduhu, the one who is enjoying or knows they have a knowledge of aham brahmasmi, brahma sukham sada bhati, he enjoys the brahma sukham, the absolute happiness, sada always enjoys. Sada bhati, he experiences the brahmananda. So tadvasana janye swapna tad bhasati tadha. So the experience that he is enjoying and reveling in the brahmananda, its impression is carried away even in the other anandas that he is enjoying also. So same brahmananda vasana is expressing now in the vishayananda also, that we discussed before, as the vishayananda is nothing but brahmananda only, but he knows that now. Before that, we don't know that. We think it is the object is being happiness. He knows it is his own happiness is now reflected. So he enjoys that also. 133. Avidya vasanapyasti, avidya vyasanapyasti, ityatastad vasanotito, ityatastad vasanostite, swapne murkavade vaisha, swapne murkavade vaisha, sukham dukkham cha vichyate, sukham dukkham cha vichyate, avidya vasanapyasti, ityatastad vasanostito, swapne murkavade vaisha, sukham dukkham cha vichyate. So avidya vasane api asti, even though there is a lingering of the ignorance that are remaining, so since the impression of the ignorance still exists, if it exists, that means he is not fully abiding even then. Iti atasthita vasanostitihi, hence the effect of the impression of the actions and results are still offering. Swapne murkavat eva esha sukham dukkham cha vichyate. So how does he experience the pleasures and pains as a result of the avidya? Here means the avidya janita body, mind, intellect. When it experiences the due to prarabdha karma, how does he see it? He says it is swapnavata. So even though the experiences will be coming because of the prarabdha karma, where because of the previous actions that are generated due to avidya. That's why the avidya janita, the actions that are done, and now they are fructifying now. So the results of those actions that are performed when he was ignorant, and those results are now experiencing, that is the body, mind, intellect also due to prarabdha karma only. So when he experiences swapne murkavadesha, just as in a person experiences in the dream state the pleasures and pains in the dream. So while experiencing, he may feel that it is, but when he is awake, he knows that it is not really real. So with the knowledge that it is awake, he knows that he goes through it with the knowledge that this is not really real. So sukha dukkham cha vichyate. He looks at sukham and dukkham with that vision. The last sloka of this chapter. Brahmananda bide grandhe Brahmanandabhide Grandhe Brahmananda Prakashakam Brahmananda Prakashakam Yogi Pratyakshamadhyaye Yogi Pratyakshamadhyaye Pradhamesmin Nudiritam Pradhamesminnudiritam. Together. Brahmanandabhide Grandhe Brahmananda Prakashakam Yogi Pratyakshamadhyaye Pradhamesminnudiritam. So Brahmananda Abhide Grandhe. So this particular chapter, the first 5 sections called Brahmananda Yogananda, starting from all the way up to 15th chapter, start with the Brahmananda, and some people believe that these 5 chapters belong to a separate book which is now added to the Panchadasi. But if this is a separate book in the Brahmananda Abhide Grandhe, a book that is named after Brahmananda, or you can say this is the final 5 chapters that are named of Brahmananda, Prakarana, Pancha Prakarana, Brahmananda Prakaranam. So the experience of Brahmananda, Yogi Pratyaksha Madhyaye Prathama Asmin, we are now discussing in this first chapter of this Brahmananda book, or in this 5 set of chapters, we are talking about what is Brahmananda. Brahmananda is, he discussed in the several stages. First is Brahmananda when he is in the deep sleep state, and also when he is awake, also when the Vijnanamaya Kosha is awake, how I can experience with the knowledge that I am Brahmasmi. There in the deep sleep state I am experiencing but no knowledge. Here I am experiencing with the knowledge, or by having the knowledge that I am abiding in the knowledge that Aham Brahmasmi. Therefore I am experiencing the Brahmananda. Therefore even when I am experiencing the other Anandas, my mind is only reveling in the Brahmananda. So therefore it is a discussion started with the deep sleep state, Sushupti, this Udasina Sthiti, then Vishayananda, then Brahmananda is a Yogananda, where I can yoke the mind in the waking state and enjoy and revel with the knowledge that Aham Brahmasmi. When he sleeps now with the knowledge, he sleeps as in the Brahmananda, in the deep sleep state. In the Swapna also you will be seeing with the Ananda only, because the impressions of that will be carried over, and in the waking state of course you will be enjoying with the knowledge all that is being discussed in this Brahmananda Yogananda by Vidyaranya Swami. So this completes the chapter, and now we will go into the next chapter of the Brahmananda, that is in the 12th chapter after 2 days. So with this we stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.